Happy Thursday, everyone. It's Fausto. Welcome back to the morning meeting here at Cyber Trade University. And it's been another good morning so far, as in getting a couple of nice little pops. I tell you, last week, after what happened last week, I thought it was going to be slow, but I knew it was going to be good this week. But last week was good, but this week it looks a lot better. Really quick on this. I know a lot of you guys were trading this early this morning. The stock right here, the KZIA. What a pop. 25-cent stock. It's already up $1.30. I mean, I know it's a little cheap than what we don't like to trade stocks under $1, but what a nice little move. Stock basically one of the moves from yesterday. Continue, but this has obviously been another really big one right here. This one started right around 8:30. Another very inexpensive pharmaceutical stock just went from like 80 cents to $1.50. It's up about 100%. There's a few stocks that are cheap. I'm also going to talk about some of the NVIDIA trades. I don't know if you guys have been watching and have subscribed to the YouTube channel or any of the social media. I tell you, my phone and my social media blew up. Everybody, it's amazing. Everyone owns Apple. Everybody owns NVIDIA and everything like that. So, but it's funny. But when you trade a stock like these, they trade no different than some of the stocks that we trade that are a lot less expensive. Last night, just give you guys a little heads up, I was at a neighbor of mine inviting me over for his son's graduation, high school graduation. A lot of graduations going on, and they're still doing them, which is crazy because there's just so many kids. So they kind of like don't want to interfere with other people's graduation. So they had to do it on a Wednesday. Anyway, long story short, everyone up there follows me. A lot of my people town follow me, and they're not day traders. I mean, obviously more term investors. They're business owners, entrepreneurs. So, but they when they get an alert, they saw some of these stocks. Whenever I talk about Apple, Intel, Tesla, all the big brand names, all the fabulous sevens, they stop and they read it, and I keep telling them. The only difference between the stocks those that you're in versus the ones that like this one that we trade that are less expensive is just that they're just a lot easier to trade. That's where it comes down to it. So anyway, let's go talk about what happened yesterday, because there were a couple of very inexpensive stocks and a lot of them are trickling in again into today. So we had Soons that's working out pretty well, SOUN, and it was a really good move yesterday. And it's picking up again this morning. But what a nice little pop on that stock. SOUN stock went from $4 and just shot up all the way to $5. A little bit on the slower mover. Very good beginner for a lot of you out there. If you're just starting out and don't understand all the volatility and things get a little too fast. But anyway, it's a good stock. It's a good beginner stock. It's moving up pretty nice. Got a little nasty this morning, but we'll check it out on the watch list and see how it works out, if we're going to continue with it. This one, I saw this one earlier too, is another big runner from yesterday. So this one ran from about $7, shot up to a whopping $10, about 30% just over the course of the day. She's up a little bit. The spread's a little big. I'll put this on the B list if we don't find anything. Again, so you can see how they're trickling in from one stock, from one day to another. By the way, this stock also was good on the day before. You could see it from here where it really started from 4, went to 6, had a really good pop from yesterday. And, you could see how the party keeps going on. So that was another nice move. This one is coming down. It's down big today, pharmaceutical stock, but this was a great afternoon run yesterday. It started right around about $4. And then it ran to 5, went to a whopping $9. That was a great move. I thought that was also really great. And that one was an early bird stock right there. Started around 9:30 right at the gate, ran from like 870 to about 1070. And then it did a big slingshot. It did come back from it. But this one also, I would keep a close eye on it. Anyway, it had resistance levels right here. And that's one of the main reasons why. And if you watch some of the big orders that we saw, on level 4, you would have seen that. So caught the bounce on he too in the afternoon, Josh said. Okay, well, there you go. It did have a nice little bounce right here. Even ran from like 1013 and shopped for like 1050. Still in a nice little pop right there. LGVN was also a nice early stock that moved. This was probably a lot of you quit before even the market opened up. But this was the good pre-market runner yesterday. This is the thing that ran from literally like 370 to about $7. Great move. And then once you see it started snaking down right here and start building a Fausto flag, that was when the party was over. But that was an early morning pre-market move. You know, we start around 8 o'clock this morning. For some of you here watching on social media, we start early here because a lot of stuff happens early in the morning. And I know Subgroup members, you did pretty well on some of the stocks. We'll talk a little bit more about it, but there was a lot of them. AMD, I got to put I didn't do a video on that because there's not too many people watch it. I know it's one of Josh's favorite stocks, but AMD did a buyout on an AI stock. A lot of people ask me like why NVIDIA's went up big. I said, well, because maybe this stock did pretty well. You know, it was piggybacking the whole AI. I haven't heard too much about AI. People last night were asking me about stocks that are in the AI business, and that's why they love NVIDIA. But AMD, they stepped up, and that was a nice little move yesterday. 170 up to a whopping 185. That one did great. Peggy was also a nice little mover. That ran from $2 to $3. JMAI, another nice little moving stock right there. It's not only been a good day trade, it's been a good swing trade. $7 up to 11. Still looks pretty strong, breaking up 52-week highs. Look at this stock. The stock is just moving really well. You got to go all the way back to 2022 to find resistance levels. I'm going to put that on the watch list again. JMIA. So that we're going to keep an eye on too. And one last stock I want to bring up that's also continuing from yesterday till today. So this stock had stock splits after stock splits after stock splits. So back in 2023, the stock was not $200,000. This is after all the reverse stock splits. Well, it looks like it's kind of making a little bit of a comeback right here. So in February, with all these stock splits, stock was not at 700. Stock came all the way back down here. And you could see it starting on one of the days up. So listen, I'm a bottom fisher. I love stocks that get crushed like this. This could be the bottom fish on it. So from a day trade, now we're hopping it back into, could be a swing trade. And as we go into today's watch list, I'm going to show you what's going on level 4. So here's what we got going on. We had a ladder effect that was kicking in right here. How many shares was that? About 18,000. So we got some orders out there. You can see a ladder effect over here. You can see a couple of floors, $8, $7.50, $7. So it looks like the stock is moving in 50-cent intervals. So we know where that stock's going. That one's a pretty good stock. We're going to put that on the watch list. VLCN. Remember, it's never too late to jump in these stocks, fellow traders. So that one right there is number 2 on the biggest percentage gainers. BDRX, let's go check out that one. So BDRX on the iceberg orders on that. Very interesting on this one too. Look at this one right here. You got orders everywhere. Big orders showed up right around here, around $1.30, $1.05, $1. Resistance here at $1.60. So you can see it. Orders didn't come in until about a little bit just before 9 o'clock. So it made that nice little move right now. And now it's starting to get orders. Program trading is starting to kick in on this stock right here. So BDRX going on the watch list. All right, here we go. And we're only at number 2. What about number 3? Third biggest percentage gainers made the watch list also. Nice little stock. I'll show you this one. Pretty easy to read. Big orders right here, just around 75 cents. Big order right here at about $1.20. So a little bit on the cheaper side. And listen, if you're a little scared to trade a cheap stock, I get it. Don't worry about it. There are other brand name stocks. If you want to stick with the brand names, we'll look at the brand names. But for us, when you start learning how to trade, do you really care what you trade or are you here to make money? Remember, as a business person, it's all about risk to reward. Less risk, more reward. Anyway, I'm not an owner of the company. I'm not looking to put it in my kids' retirement. I'm just looking to make a day's pay. BCFC, this one's starting to back off a lot about it. Okay, so this is the issue with this one. This is a really good educational thing for everybody here. Big orders just got filled right here. Look at that. So that order was at 94,000 at 2:30. Once he got done, you see that big little green ball, red ball. That means that transaction was done. That means that order was done. That means it's breaking lower. This is off my list. I'm not putting it on there. So I'm not looking for a bounce on that one. This one just came out of nowhere. You could see it just started making around 9 o'clock. Just ran from $4 to $7. Looks pretty volatile. Up about 30%. Volume's picking up right now. Let me go bring it up. I don't have it on my level 4. HSCS. Let's go see what's going on this one right here. All right. So orders started showing up right around 7:20. That's where it backed off. A lot of orders over here around 9 a.m. between 4 and 8 got 4 and 5 that got filled. That looks pretty good. Looks very thinly traded. This stock is very thin. That means a lot of small tier sizes. Be very careful. Put this on the B list. That's why it went up so much, because there's not that many orders out there. Next, 32%. Wow, a lot of big. Let me tell you, we're at number 6. We got 32% already. Wow, that's pretty good. All right, a lot of orders out here around 7. I'm not seeing anybody looking to buy it. Not a good sign. I'm going to scratch that one out. I'm not even going to take a shot on that, putting it on the list. This one kind of flatlined. No volume, no volume, no volume. Good volume, but starting to trend down. Not interested. 12%. All right, now we're about, remember, once we break 10%, we're kind of scratched. Losers. What's we got over here? Any good bounces? Well, we know why VP's on the loser list. It was a big gainer yesterday. This one's starting to break down a little bit. This one's breaking down. No really good dead cat bounces. All right, so QS is moving up pretty nicely. And I'm not a big fan of New York Stock Exchange because they don't usually get a good list in the morning, but it looks like this one could finally make it. A lot of nice orders on this stock. I think you're going to like this, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we got nice little orders out here. Look, it's 100,000, inexpensive. Nice little stock. I like this one. Pretty good. So let's put this on the big list. This one's got a nice move. All right, so you got resistance levels back here in February around $8. Do I see an $8 seller? Not really that much. Only about 27,000. Okay, so not really that much. A lot, but I see a lot more buyers than sellers. This one could be pretty good. Okay, so that one I like a lot. Put that one on the list. 11%, 12%. All right, nothing really there. Nuve is going up. Whoa, Delta Airlines. Will they come out with earnings? I know there's a lot of earnings coming out this week. We're going into earnings season, by the way, for everybody. Wow, Delta Airlines took a very big hit. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. I'm a big fan of Delta. Look, I'm a huge fan about Delta. I fly Delta all the time, but I'm starting to realize that Delta's getting a little too expensive. Little too expensive. All right. Well, listen, Michael's saying a lot of airlines are down. Well, listen, Delta is the blue chip, what we will call in the New York Stock Exchange, blue chip stocks. That is that's the leader of the airlines. So I guess JetBlue's down, right? Not that much. American Airlines. Let me tell you something. I sold American Airlines, and I took a loss on that. Thank God I got out of that position. I thought after it took that big crash over there from 14, and it was hovering around that 11, I got out of it. I got out around 11.50. It just wasn't going my way. I'm not going to apologize taking a loss, and saying I don't know what I do. We all take losses. It's a good loss when it keeps going lower, okay? Because that means you did the right thing. So that one's doing pretty well. But I'm going to put Delta on that watch list. All right, let me just talk about NVIDIA really quick because I had a lot of fans that came from social media were asking me questions about it. So I want to kind of show you what's going on right here. So yesterday on the NVIDIA trade, you could see right now there's about a 300,000 share seller at about 140. A big order did get filled yesterday at 135. Okay, so that's your kryptonite right there. So I know you guys like to look at charts. I know you want to look at this. I know you want to see this resistance levels here at 140. But we want to see that order gets done. If it keeps refreshing, then then you're gonna have an issue. It's gonna have a tough time breaking it. But it does look pretty strong. It looks like a double top. Double top usually means it's probably going to come back down again. Usually it's the triple top where it breaks it. And I want to hop over here on the last one to bring up before we go. And I know we're running out of time right here, but Amazon. Amazon, you know what? It has this big refreshing going on. This guy out there at 200 keeps selling it. Well, he's not really there anymore, okay? But there's another big seller that keeps showing up over here at 201. Listen. It's been trading there for a while. I'm waiting for the breakout. I own it. That thing looks great. It's doing unbelievable. And the Eli Lilly's down a little bit today, but you know what? that thing has just been a rocket since June. 850 to 950. You know, I know a lot of people think it's expensive, but you know what? There are other ways to get into the stock if it's expensive too, like in options. So let's get ready for the market open up, everyone. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And today, don't forget at 12 o'clock, we are going to have an open house. And we are going to be broadcasting live in the Cyber Group room on social media. We're here every Thursday. So we'll be running here from 9:30 all the way up until 10:30. So don't go anywhere. So we got two great events going on. We're going to be live on social media, and we're going to have open house for all of you guys to join us at 12. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back. Okay.
All right, folks. Hey, we are off. Market just opened up. Fausto will be on in just a second, I believe. But hey, folks, we let's just wait the first 5 minutes here as always, just to kind of see the smoke and dust clear, and then from there we should be good to go. Now, Fausto has a swing trade up here on Eli Lilly, I think. So just wait a little bit. Otherwise, we got a bunch of stocks moving coming off the CPI report here. Fausto, you there? Get him on in just a second here, guys. All of our students here.
Yeah, there we are. Sorry about that. Just trying to finishing. I'm doing a post right there. Yeah, I'm looking at the BDRX moving up pretty nicely.
Here, but we are good.
Hold on one second.
All right, nice little positive reaction within the CPI report this morning.
All right, just muting that out. You guys hear me okay?
Make a nice little pop overnight into the morning here. It's over our level that we've been calling out.
All right, Josh, you hear me okay?
The video with a little sell-off here to begin.
So we're going to wait the first 5 minutes like we always do, but just oh, it's going to get halted, the BDRX.
Yeah, that's not looking good, that BDRX, huh?
Yep, we're going to get halted.
Well, that's how you know how to write a stock off pretty quick. Once it moves like that and gets halted as fast as that did, just write it off.
Well, it's up 100%, so what more could you ask? Same thing with the QS.
All right. Looks like audio is good to go in our trading room, right, Grant? All good. Cool. Fausto, you got the stock from yesterday, QURE. I wasn't a fan of it in pre-market as much just because there wasn't really anything out there on the order book. But, of course, market just opened. You got an iceberg at 11, one at like 11.20.
The only thing I don't like about it, I think I brought up earlier, is because the spread is really ugly. Look at the tier size; it's very, very small. Very, very small. So far, everything looks kind of quiet.
It's pretty funny. Right now, I see NVIDIA dropping, and I see AMD taking off. I think it's still hot from the news from yesterday.
So is the AMD. Hold on, let me put it over here. Yeah, the AMD is really, really moving up pretty nicely right now. So listen, I did a post on that. It's funny. I got like probably almost 100 responses back on. I think it was on TikTok actually. Everyone wanted to know everything was going on with NVIDIA. And everybody's like, "Oh, this thing's going to the moon, going to the moon." And listen, it could, but you know what? You got to break these iceberg orders, and it's amazing how many people just don't know about it. But the AMD is looking really, really strong right here.
Yep. And also, pardon me, also that Amazon trade that you've been calling out, Fausto, that Fausto flag built, like, when is that thing ever? I thought it off the CPI today that would finally make that, pop, and still just there at 200.
You know what? There's nobody there at 200. And iceberg orders just showed up. Let me just show it right here on my screen right here. You can see it right there that it's not like a million share order out there. There's only 68,000, 60, right there at 201. 80,000 at 205.
You're getting a pop, I think, Rich. Just turn over to VRPX.
2 million share order came in at 140.
Careful the spread, though. That one opened up, I think, from a couple days back. Joyce calling out the CYN trade, Rich. Turn back to that one there if you can. I think that one also had a spread. You got to be careful on these trades within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, CYN's went up pretty nicely too. I had it. What's that?
Wendy calling out SOUN. That was a great trade from yesterday. I was hoping to see more action on that at some point this morning. So yeah, that one's making a nice move again.
So this stock should be opening up in about another minute. The BDRX.
Oh wow, Fausto, do you have the book map open for SOUN?
No.
You got like a 600,000 share iceberg order out there on the SOUN trade. If you want to look at that.
KZIA is moving. Okay, let me just get it. I got too many tabs open. I got to remove some of these stocks. I'm not really doing anything.
Yeah, Rich, you just posted in the trading room right there. All right, yeah. For all of our students, you can click that link that Rich posts in the chat. With Fausto to show that heat map there himself in just a second.
Okay,
Yeah, SOUN.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one right there. 390 and another 100. Talking about what? About $500,000, right?
Yep.
And it's about between 5 and 6. So where is the? Yeah, right there. Pre-market resistance at 6:30 this morning.
Yep. Getting right up to it. And I actually backed off from it just now. Hey, we got one of our students here. Normally in our trading room, you got Warren here on YouTube saying Mara is moving, MARA. Bitcoin made that pop overnight. It might take a day or two for it to really explode. So I'll tell you what, Mara is making a nice little run right now.
Mara's moving
up over
pretty
just
nicely.
about 5%. Yeah, it's a good mover for right now. Hopefully it can continue throughout the morning.
I gotta
That's
look
the
at the
type of
orders
pop
here.
that no Mara can make. So
It looks like I took the order out at 1980. Got a couple of big orders over here around 20. Good thing I got out of Boyle. I didn't want to bring it up in the morning meeting because I was going on a little bit too late, but that thing really did come down.
right now, SPY looks like it's like just building support here, but this is where you got to be careful. Market's moved up so much the last few days. I'm just a little skittish here at this point. Like we're obviously at all-time highs, but
yeah, S&P is at all-time highs. Look at that, big all-time highs. Dow hasn't 40,000. It's this big resistance.
we're holding over yesterday's closing price pretty well, but we'll see how long that can last.
So as soon as it's trying to go back up again.
Yeah, the SOUN is doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to kind of get close to that resistance levels right there. If it gets past that,
yesterday, I know you were talking about NVIDIA and that 1.3 million share seller out there at the time. It was at 135. I know that you ended up doing a video on it on YouTube. It went right up there the first time. It went like right up to that iceberg, filled it, and then just instantly just rejected. Like it rejected the price. So it filled the order, smacked it right off of it. So it's a pretty good example of seeing that play out.
Yeah, I'm still getting messages on. I'm just looking at my sheet right now on my phone really quick. You can see right here just tons of people just replying back to it. Just read some of the things that they're saying. Oh, this is a good one. Devin said he says, "What site do you get that information from?" Is there a site, Josh, or is it a software?
For which?
That's the one some of the people keep asking me. Where do you get that information from?
What, just like the SPYs hitting all-time highs, or?
No. Because I on the video you just talked about in the NVIDIA trade.
Oh, the NVIDIA. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have to keep my volume low just because it might produce an echo here on the stream. But like otherwise, yeah, with NVIDIA, you find it out from level 3, level 4. And join our trading room. Obviously, that's where we'll show you firsthand how to use all these tools. It's not just going out and getting the tools yourself, but you got to learn how to use it. It's like driving a car.
Mm-hmm. BDRX came crashing down. Yep, the video's crashing by actually, I don't want to say crashing. It's a bad word to say, but it just took out another big seller right here at 133. At 135 was a very big resistance. Anyway, KZAI is going up again, strong, really nicely. So big green balls. Look at that. Look at those orders coming in. Really strong. This thing looks like it's going to get halted. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to
it's
get
looking pretty
halted.
nice.
All
Yep,
right, here
here
we go.
comes the
Got a
halt right
halt.
now.
And action. Not yet. And now it did it. Now it's halted.
There we go.
So it was a nice little move. I'll tell you, once it broke, I know some students in here looked at it. Some of you got into it, but $1.17, there you are to $1.30. Just bring this over here. Just show some of the people in on social media. Here's our trading room. Just show these are all the action instructors over here. So the alerts that we post out, and we'll broadcast. We're broadcasting in 2 rooms right now. Just to let everybody know, we're in 2 rooms right now. We're on social media, but if you guys ever want to get into and join us today, we have a free live workshop. We just posted a QR code on the top left-hand corner. All right, so this thing, BDRX might bounce. It says test the support levels at 125. This HSCS I had to take it off the list. This thing's done. QS. All right, Josh, the AMD came down.
Yeah, I mean, the whole market's kind of slumping off right now.
Wow, really came down to its support level. So as soon as you could see it, kind of tested that resistance of that 500,000 at $6. And then it came back down again. Let me tell you, if it breaks that 657, this is the real kryptonite right there at 6.
Yeah, if it breaks that, there's really not much resistance out there, at least until 650 after. And then like the larger one, like you just call that 7 after.
Is it on the long-term chart? Not terribly. More at 630. Yeah, it's 630-ish. Right around there. All right, let's see what happens with this trader right here. See if he gets filled. It'd be nice to show people online how this stuff really works. Here we go, getting close to it on level 4.
It's like a 440,000 share seller now.
Yep. And remember, he could have more. He could be refreshing too. So what you thought? You think he'll break it? You think someone's going to buy it?
It went up there already, and we still got a lot of time before reversal hour, as we call it. Looking at the cyber clock, I think there's a good chance it could break it at least. We'll see what happens if it can hold over it as support, though.
I don't think it's going to break it. It's got to probably do like a triple top before it can. It's got to do a double top before it's the 3rd time. That's only the first time it hit it, right?
Oh, wow. AMD made a hell of a slingshot back up, at least, right after you're just talking about it there. The market did a good slingshot, I guess. It held support pretty well.
Yep, there it goes. Got really close to 6. 599.
Yeah, built like a lower high just there, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. This thing's starting to move, but volume is awfully light. MEI.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice little move up, but you're right, the volume's a little light. Order book kind of thin.
Well, bye-bye, BDRX. NVIDIA did a slingshot here, too.
You're getting a good move back up on QS right now. Good for about like 40 cents so far off the low, but it needs to like really hold over. I'd say hold over right here, 688, because that's where we had support in pre-market, 110,000 share buyer.
Looks like a category, what? 3?
Yeah, just about.
Chuck is calling Zap is pushing up. Okay, that stock's been on the watch list quite a few times this week. 2 to 18. Got pretty nasty at one point, but the spread's really ugly, though. Remember, you have to buy that. We covered that in phase 3. You got to buy it on limit order. So KZAI. Is that a IA? It's a pharmaceutical stock. It's open from the halt.
Amazon back to that 200 again. I feel like I feel like we are the boys who cried wolf on that one. Eventually, it's gonna pop.
This is like somebody keeps refreshing. Some guy just showed up for about 14,000 shares, but I mean it's not a lot. Someone was telling me like it's funny, but I like the comments. That's why like in class I was telling everybody like it's important that everyone here subscribes to the channel because you're going to see what as much as you're seeing and what you're knowing here, you're seeing what other people are saying that didn't go through the training program, and you kind of learn from why people are the mistakes that people are making that you don't want to make. Remember, the way you learn. Oh, we're going to push in KZIA. Might get halted again. Just came out up there on the screen. You just basically, you learn from like what people what the mistakes that they're making so you don't make the mistakes. Remember, that's how you learn from trading. But somebody made a comment that like when I was talking about the NVIDIA trade, they're like, what's a million shares? That's nothing in NVIDIA. I'm like, well, it's a lot. Like it does that in, a minute. I'm like, well, I know it did 47 million already in pre-market. I mean, already this morning in 15 minutes, but it's still a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. It's trying to make another move back up the SUN 95.
It's going to test them. Let me show it over here. Got our push.
And what time are you on for your webinar today, Fausto?
Today at 12 o'clock. So everyone, if you're watching on social media, on the top left-hand corner, it says free live workshop. Just make sure you click on it. If you can't make it, don't worry. It'll be recorded and we'll send it out to you, but you have to register for it. All right. We're going to do an hour presentation on basically, how all this stuff works.
Tell you what, I don't like the CPI reports that come out. Anytime there is the inflation report, the CPI report, I never like it because anytime there's a good pop right away, I always feel like the market washes out its gains like same day. I feel like that happens so often. So like earlier, SPY popped, washed out its gains at 8:30.
It wasn't even that big of a a big number. It was like
Yeah.
0.01. It lowered inflation. You could see the Soons got so close.
Yeah, so close. Got to
And sure
95 that
enough.
time.
Little trick of the trade for everyone here. Always remember, we always tell you, never, ever, ever, ever sell or buy a stock that ends in zeros and fives. That's it. You can't find an option trade, a strike price at like $5.97. It's at 6. So what do you think you got going on right there? If you're waiting for that strike price to kick in, well, guess what? It's not happening.
Well, as expected, that QURE trade completely flopped. That reversed and pulled back. We knew it because there wasn't really much volume out there on the bid. So if there's no support, again, lower lows. Ooh, Alex, nice trade there. Alex Poe got some good money there. Fausto on the KZIA got about like a quarter on that stock.
Let me share that. Everyone could see that in social media. Oh, look at that. You made yeah, Alex right there. See if there's anything else new. That's
Just in hindsight, TSM was a good short today. Taiwan Semiconductor, more expensive. Just AMD took a hit earlier. That Amazon trade's dropping off.
That TSM's been having a really, really good run.
Yeah.
Great swing trade. Can't day trade it though. Amazon's taking a little bit of a hit right now.
Oh yeah, a bunch of things pulling back here. It looks like
A lot of things. I don't have Apple on my level 4. I know a lot of people like to watch that. No, a lot of people have that stock in their portfolio. Soon's going back up to that 6 again. Ooh, million, another 100,000 shares just showed up. Did he get filled? Here we go.
oh wow, it's as close as it's gotten there so far.
There was a 100,000 share order got filled.
We got a halt on that MLGO. It looks like Rich just pointing out to us there. I just want to see if this SOUN can break over 6.
I think it's going to break it. Do you see what I see?
Yeah. Now, as far as break, to me, it's like I definitely agree. I definitely think it's gonna break it. Question is it gonna like run from it? Is it gonna make a real run, or is it gonna be like a false breakout, like a pop and drop type move?
Looks like a Fausto flag.
Chuck took his money and ran responsibly. So he's got like 22 cents he took right there. He was in from like 575. QS trying to make another bounce. I feel like there's some life on that stock, but you don't want to get stuck watching the same trade over and over if it doesn't go. So it's not making higher highs yet. You want to trade looking like SOUN at this point. We'll say on the QS trade, there is a good target I have on that stock. There's a 176,000 share iceberg. It's out there, 750. There we go. I'll just write that there in the chat board for you.
See if there's anything else out there moving. This turn went up pretty nicely. And that Soons keeps testing. You can see it right there.
Yeah, we're trying to make a little push here. QS, as long as it could hold over 688, the price for me, then there's a good chance, but needs to make higher highs. Stocks could always look good until they start not looking good. So, you have a good entry, that's one thing, but if the stock doesn't cooperate after. Jith, one of our students here in our trading room, is saying VLCM seems not strong enough to make a nice move. I don't think called out VLCM in a little bit, right? On our list, but that was like at 9:30. That was like 26 minutes ago. So you got to listen to what we're calling out at least. Otherwise, like I'm calling out QS. Fausto's been all over the soon trade. Got NLGO trying to make a little push now that Rich is typing in the chat.
Here it goes, getting close.
Yeah, those are the stocks that you should be focused on. Here we go. SOUN, like you're saying.
He's getting done. You see it right there. Okay, boom.
Ooh, a lot of
Down to
refreshing actually out the gate.
160. So basically what's going to happen if anyone here were watching on social media, this is what's going to basically happen. You guys know in the trading what's going to happen, but it's going to probably do a slingshot. So it's going to probably go up, come back down, hold, and then didn't I say I feel like it was going to break it?
Yep. Here we go.
Now it's going to do a slingshot. There it goes. There's a slingshot.
Yep. There's the head fake, the false breakout there.
Mm-hmm.
I was just preaching that in Traders Talk. The first test of resistance like that, I never look to buy because you typically expect that shake. But, maybe now I'll look to blast higher here coming up. Oh, really quick on my QS. Damn. It looks all right as far as the chart, but now there's a 106,000 share seller at $7 now. That's not good. So just be careful. Again, we just said it. Trades look good until they start not looking good after a certain point. So got to follow the volume. Rich, let's move to something else, my friend. There we go. All right, still just lingering there, Fausto.
It sure is.
Just there, lingering under 6.
There it is. Well, like I said, it does a slingshot, which it did. Took the guy out. Let's see now. The next one needs to see it's going to consolidate. And if it consolidates, then you're going to have your push. $637. Oh, thank God my Home Depot's going back up. I really hate this stock. I don't have too much tied up on it. That's why I haven't sold it yet. But
where are you in from?
I own it. I think I own it just underneath 300. And went to 400. So I was like, okay. But this dive that it did back in March didn't go too well.
That QS trade, there's something bad happening on the ask. It's not good anymore. We just said it earlier at $7. I think it's a ladder now. It's at 695 now.
Which one?
QS.
The QS?
Yeah, I was calling it out for a bounce from 688 and it started off good. It was about 5 minutes ago, this was. But then a few minutes after, this big iceberg showed up. So it's like, that's not too good anymore.
Yeah, you know what? I took it off my list.
It's still holding my damn support line.
Yeah. Well, I only have...
this is our teaching club. Oh, no way. I broke it. Wow, look at that. I just smashed right over that seller. Wow. That's surprising. I was just about to say something and it was moving too fast. But you do want to trust your levels at the end of the day. Like, thank God that still held over my support line, but I wasn't expecting it to, honestly. I was expecting the drop. Got kind of lucky there. Just a good example as to why you got to trust your levels at least. Now there's not really much resistance until 720, I see, or even 750, right?
Yeah, I see what you're looking at.
I got fortunate there.
Taking some of the things I not. It's back on my list. Yeah, a lot of green bulls coming in right now.
You know what I got to do? I got to delete some stuff from my book map, and I always say that when I'm on the mic with you.
That's what I do. I
Yesterday,
constantly.
just a bunch of crap that was on my screen I had to remove. Yeah, here comes QS.
I constantly keep doing it. I keep deleting it. You know, when I start going to the second tabs, I have to get them out. Nice little move on. Yeah, good call on that QS.
So what happened was on that trade in pre-market, look at the icebergs out there on the buy side. I actually wrote this in the chat board. I wrote this in the trading room. So, if you're a member in our trading room, you always got to follow the chat and what we're calling out. It's a little tough to follow everything. That's not so easy, but I wrote this at 8:49 in the morning, Fausto. Check that out in the chat board.
Yeah, I'm going to put over here and share it on the main screen so everybody can see it. So
Yeah,
if
it's
you
tough.
look right here, which says Fausto in red, QS was the first one on that list. That's what we're looking at right there. That's the morning watch list.
I mean, you could just show the heat map there from pre-market. There was like 2 different icebergs out there on the bid, and they're like 100,000 shares each. Yeah, here we go. This thing's starting to fly right now.
That order that was at 750 for 163,000, he pulled his order just before 10 a.m. Yeah, when that order got filled, that was a really good call. I'm not questioning you. I didn't have it on my list. I didn't see that. Now I saw it. I would have been all over it with you.
It was fortunate that it held over my support line after I called it out. It doesn't always crumble that way, right? Sometimes we get stopped out. Sometimes the levels break. But
So keep an eye on Soon's. I cut you off, but Soon's going to probably now should start making its move. Everyone, I don't know if you're looking at it, but.
And for a couple of the students in our coaching program, I mentioned yesterday, and I'm so happy they chatted me early. I was, trying to catch up with a bunch of students yesterday on top. But I always say, like, hey, message, myself, message Rich, message Fausto early. Pick our brains, see what we're like looking at in the morning specifically. We have our watch list, of course. But if you're asking, like, hey, what's the stock you're most interested in from the list? Hey, we'll kind of tell you what we're watching more than anything. So, like Kevin and I think Rick, just chatting with them earlier, saying, hey, keep an eye on QS, keep an eye on SOUN. Those are on the list already. Obviously, you focus on them to begin, but they have good spreads. Good spreads, good volume. Ooh, here comes SOUN again, Fausto, just speaking of.
I'm looking. It's just some people.
Over 6.
Yep, there it goes.
Let's see if we can get like some sort of ladder on the bid kicking in for that thing now.
All right, so here we go with that big push on it. So what was nice about this, I'm just going to bring this up and share everyone here. So basically, some of you students, if you're watching on YouTube right now, if you're in the cyber group room, I'm sharing my level 4. There was a really, really nice Fausto flag that was being built over here. That's why when I called it out right around, what was that, 9:50, I think? I said, I think it's going to break it now. Because it looks like it was getting close to that person. And sure enough, that's where you should have got in right around 590 or whatever, even when it did the slingshot. So 20 cents on 1,000 shares, not bad. $200.
Oh, that's a solid pay in just one trade.
Yeah. It looks like it's probably going to test the 630. That's what we saw here earlier, right here. That's the highs back on March 26th.
This stock is doing exactly what we, would want it to do in the sense of moving higher. We still got time until reversal hour.
Chuck's calling the TSLL and the JMIA is pushing. They're both pushing.
Getting a shake on the QS. Be careful there. Looks like that iceberg got pulled on the buy side. So unless if it ladders up coming up here, just be pretty careful.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Tesla actually.
You know, it kind of took a break. I feel like a little bit. I mean, not honestly. What, it ran a couple of days ago, didn't it? It's crazy. That stock's been on a huge tear.
Sold at 240.
It's at 270. Geez, I didn't even see it until just now. Big
That's what I'm
pop here today.
saying. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 268 was a big resistance. Holy crap. 275? Yeah, 275. Let me just show it right here. Big order got filled at the 270, 275. There's the next biggest seller. So, I mean, it's not a lot. It's only about 200,000. It's moving in $5 intervals. This big order got filled. How big was that order? $250,000 at 270.
That's a crazy looking long-term chart.
What, the Tesla?
Yeah. SOUN is as nice as can be right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little push. That was a pretty nice little layup. Okay, so here we are getting close to those resistances.
Perfect way to describe that. It was a freaking layup. It was as easy as could be. And you don't want to guarantee it reverses at 10:30. You could take the money now and still feel very happy for a trade after 10 a.m. That's a nice move even. I know you called out 6:30-ish, even 6:25. Hell, even 15-cent profit there is like a nice little trade.
Yep. Nice level one stock.
Yeah.
You know, a nice little beginner to get your feet wet. I think with some trial members here, I mean, students, you know this because we talk about this in our classes all day long when we do stuff like this, but that's basically what we look for. If you look at it, if you want to trade Tesla, go right ahead and risk $270, but you want to risk $6, you know what I mean? This was a lot less risk with a hell big more reward. They all do the same thing. They all go up by buyers and sellers.
I've been doing some good charting on Bitcoin using level 4. You can use the heat map to look at the orders on Bitcoin too. It's actually playing to the levels pretty nicely. I was looking for a nice support off of 58,000 last few days, and we've gotten it so far this morning. Nice to see higher highs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that SOUN is starting to push up a little bit more now. It's at 618, 620. So it looks like it's getting close to Fausto's level there, 625, 630.
Nice little push right there. Still pushing up.
QS held my next support. So I guess that is like still playing pretty nice. Just you got to be careful though for a sudden shake back down. Once you start seeing lower highs kick in, that's your signal.
Yeah, nice push. All right, we're getting to this little bit of a 3-layer cake right here from 320 to 360. I mean 630 to 620. How many shares is that? 11,000, 12,000, 20,000, 120,000 at 630.
Yeah, it looks like a lower high is kicking in on that QS trade right now. Just held its open price right there as resistance. So I think that's our cue to get out. A good
That's a
trade
little,
from 688, but it's not making that move
yeah.
higher.
The only thing I don't like about this QS, look at that level 4 though. It's kind of looking messy. See it?
Yeah, that also it was a little messy for a bit.
It's a little
Just
messy.
now, it just made a lower high. It feels like a lower high.
This looks nice. Look at the Tesla trade. Once still got that 270. Looks like I can go 275.
Warren, our student here on YouTube, joining us today, says he bought calls on DIA. That's actually the Dow ETF, Fausto. DIA, if you want to take a look at that. There you go. So
Does
it's
it come up
cheaper.
on
It's like the
level 4?
SPY for the S&P or SPX.
Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like on level 4, and this is why we don't trade it. Josh, look at this thing.
Yeah, it's ugly.
I just wanted to see the expression on your face.
Yeah. Oh, it's
What the
not
hell
good.
is that? That's all algos. It's like, how can I explain it? It looks like the tunnel on Mario Brothers. You know what I'm talking about? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. He's like bouncing
A little
around.
bit.
Or is that guy swimming, in a cave? You know what I mean?
Be careful for a pullback here coming up just within the market. It's just another sign where I feel like we're seeing lower highs. It's interesting actually with that in mind because DIA is going up, but the SPY is going opposite now.
Alex did pretty well. Look at that. You got at 602 and you got out at 617 on the SOUN.
It's
Congratulations.
a nice one.
Go Alex from Lita. You guys got a little piece of that because it just did exactly what we thought it was going to do, which we all learned. Got right up to that high, almost 620. It tested all those big sellers out there, and that was the long-term resistance.
I'll tell you what, Fausto, my eyesight's getting so bad recently. I'm starting to have to do like the squint. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
You scrunch up your nose, you do the squint. That's me now. I gotta up my contact prescription.
Yeah. What's this stock? This one's moving.
Jith, nice trade yourself. Jith, you got in and out on MLGO. He took some money. Jith got in
Yeah,
at
Jeff.
521. You got out 546.
This thing's got an ugly spread. Wow, ugly chart too, for crying out loud. LCFY.
Oh, there goes the QS. We had a feel that was going to happen. Turn over that QS trade. I called it out, just saying I think that was our lower high at 714, 713.
Yeah, the chart's just like I said, when I looked at the orders out there, it's just very messy.
As soon as it hit that open price, I called that out exactly as resistance, and then that thing just crashed.
And then the SOUN, same thing, all the way down to 595. That's why you can't go broke taking profits. Okay, Tesla coming back down finally. Meanwhile, Dow's making new highs. Dow wants
Yeah,
to
it's
test
interesting. The
the.
Dow is making new highs, and the SPY is just dropping.
Does that make any sense?
The divergence between them recently is pretty crazy. And I've seen on the opposite side where the SPY move up, Dow down. Just you don't have that. You haven't had that for a little while.
I'll look on level 4 on Eli Lilly and see what's going on with that stock.
Amazon's been a good short today, and I'm not trying to short that thing over time, but just today it was a good drop off.
Yeah, it won't let me go that high. Look this. I was trying to see if I can get to 1,000. Can't go that high. It stops me at like 950. Oh wait, maybe. Hold on. You gonna let me do it? No. Maybe. 950. I want to see if there's anybody there at 1,000. No, guess not. It's not really that big of orders out there. 945 for 3,700. That's that high right there from yesterday.
I would be careful here on DIA. This is odd to see. So where the SPY is clearly like breaking lower lows, might get a top here on the DIA all of a sudden. We're getting close to reversal time. We're at the 10:15 mark now. So
yep.
Bitcoin back down to my 58,000. It's got to hold that. Come on. We got a lot of time for the bull market. I'm patient. I'm just saying I would rather see it hold support, make things easier sooner than later. Man, we freaking nailed SOUN, that pullback, and then also the QS.
That was a layup. Wow. You can take that profit. You see that? Look at that. Alex, if you take your profit, you convert it into a loser. Oh, God, look at that thing. It's coming down hard. Could get a bounce on it. Well, maybe. I'll have to go see here really quick. I don't see any buyers out there, though. We are here. $570.
Alex is getting coffee. I already got mine right now, my friend. So I'm well equipped there. But
Alex, did you get your? I don't know if everybody could see it, but did you get your Cybertrade University mug? We have it on our. We actually launched on our website. Let me see if I can find it for you. We teamed up with a company to make print all our prints for shirts and mouse pads, and I think we have the coffee mugs there too. Let me see. Oh yeah, we do actually. Here it is. There we go. Cybertrade University shop. There we go. Coffee mugs, cyber clocks, and all the classes. Here. Let me put that on your shop list. If anybody here wants to do some shopping, it's always nice to wake up with a cup of Joe.
Yeah, once the SPY broke below its open price today, it just tanked. That was it.
You can't go broke taking a profit. Look at that SOUN.
Yeah, we were screaming it. Like, we wanted 625, 630, but even if you were able to get 13 cents, 15 cents from that $6 level, even like if you were late to the party from when we first called it out and you got it from 6, that's a good trade. You can't go broke taking profit.
So how much did you say? What, 15 cents?
Yeah, 15 cents, like just from that one price. It was an easy setup, at least. It was a layup, as you called it.
I just want to do this times on my calculator. 1,000 shares. How much money is that? $150. I mean, I know simple math, but because some people look at 15 cents, don't think it's a lot of money. So if you made $150 in, would you say 5 minutes, 10 minutes? How long did it take to make that?
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
How long did it take to go 15 cents? About 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah. Just about like 10 minutes or so. Yeah.
So you made $150 in 10 minutes. I mean, now, times that, if you did that, people can't make $15 an hour. You made it in 10, 15 minutes.
You just got to know when to take the money and run, though. And you don't need to be perfect with getting out. You just want to be, happy with getting out, taking the money. Ooh, that's a nice trade there.
Yeah, we got a halt right now on the LCFY.
Yeah, it's a nice
That was the
one.
one I called out earlier. I didn't think it was going to get halted. I mentioned it earlier about this stock. No, look at that. Some of you hit the went to go buy a couple of coffee mugs. Oh, nice. Took some of that profit and bought yourself one to remind you.
This is going to be really tough to expect support here just on this market today, because I do expect it at some point, but with how far or how sharp the SPY just dropped, it's bad management to just try and catch the falling knife. Look for the bounce and take losses. So play it a little safe and be patient, and then maybe later on we'll get some sort of bounce on these stocks. Like I'm looking at Nvidia, went from 137 in pre-market, it's down at 130. There's a huge 390,000 share buyer out there at 130, yeah, but I feel like there might be more room to the downside here now. There we go, Rich. Yeah, Rich just posted a link in our chat board, at least for like, Yehuda, Graham, Brian, Kathleen, Ravina, all of our students here. My Bitcoin not holding support. Yeah, SPY down to 559 right now. We were at 563 off the CPI pop.
That thing's coming down.
Let's jump to Benzinga here one more time. Just check Benzinga Pro, the scanner that they got. Head over to the ML. Oh, you're on it, Rich. There we go. Good eye. Jith again. There you go. In and out. He got in one more time. Jith in at 542. He got out at 569. He says done. That's a good idea.
The video coming down. Market coming down finally? Not a little bit. Looks like everything's coming down. Ooh. Amazon test at 200 came back down to. Everything's coming down pretty hard. Did any news come out?
That LCFY trade that's a bad spread. It's flying, don't get me wrong. It's up 223% right now and counting. What the hell's going on with this trade? We got to find out what the news is with this stock. Rich, if you want to post the news for LCFY. From my eye, I don't have any news on this stock, Fausto.
Nothing, huh?
Yeah, nothing. Rich doesn't either. There was news back in June. They had some contract, whatever, but that was over a month ago, so that doesn't make sense. Hey, stocks can move without news, but to be up 260%, that's not too normal. I feel like we get a bounce on Bitcoin going into the afternoon or overnight tonight, but that's just my optimism in me. Yeah, Larry, I agree. I agree, my friend. Absolutely. That spread's bad. All right. And again, for anyone joining us right now, I know we're kind of heading into a slow time right now and getting a little quiet here. But, I know that we'll be back on at 12 o'clock this afternoon today. Fausto doing an introductory to trading webinar coming up later on today. We'll repost the link on YouTube and social media here coming up.
Yeah, if you guys didn't register, there's the link up there. I posted up there. Oops, that's a YouTube. We're going to be live on YouTube again at 12 o'clock. If you want to, best thing to do is take your phone. You can scan that little QR code on top, or you can go to, I'll probably type in a link in here, www.ctu.co free. There you go. Just click on that link right there, and we'll get you registered. Just got to leave your name and email so we can post it. We don't ask for phone numbers. We don't ask for last names. We don't ask for anything of that. We're not here to, just really simple 2 things, and we'll get you at the 12 o'clock. So you'll be able to get the recording, everything else, or you can come and watch us again here at 12. But it's getting slow right now, so we're going to get off the mic. We're going to get ready for the, catch up in some coaching, some classes that are going on. If you want to know more about Cybertrade University, like I said, talk to Education Advisor, visit our website. If you want to know, if you're watching on social media, once again, we're going to cover everything that we did here today at 12. But students, you did a good job today. Listen, at the end of the day, it was a lot better pre-market than aftermarket, than when the market opened. But the Soons, I think, was probably the easiest trade out of them all right now so far. That worked out. That was a little more educational, I would say, Josh, right?
Yeah, definitely agree. It was easy. It had a good spread, good icebergs. That's the first 2 things that we look for in any trade. Thankfully, it moved up. But otherwise, yeah, it was an easier call out, and it was easy for our students.
Big iceberg order, seeing get some getting filled and all that good stuff.
Really quick, actually, quick shout out, Fausto. Phil on our chat board, if you want to show this before we jump off, Phil got like a nice one on that LCFY. Thank God he got out because he knows that has a big spread. That's like a category 5 trade, the LCFY. At 72 cents on it, though. He got in from 658 just now.
It's got one ugly level 4. But that's a hell of a move right there, up 270%. All right, traders. So we're going to get off, and we will see you back here at 12 o'clock. All right, everyone?
Catch up with everybody then. Take care.